the other thing is now live. So if I click on my own link, watch, see? If I click on my own link, I think I can get, yeah, there we go. I don't know. All right, so I'm just going to end. Be quiet. So I've got 2 streams going right now. So I'm going to end this stream. I'm just going to literally just dump onto the other one. I don't know why it's crap frames per second. Maybe I could just run 2 streams at the same time. I don't know. That's messed up though. So, all right, let's see. How do I get out of here? All right, so if you guys want to jump over to the other one, like, I don't know. How do I gotta end this one. All right, so I'm just gonna be on the other stream. So if you're there, you're there. Thanks for coming to this piece of crap, 10 frames per second from RC Guy Garage. We will see you on the other stream. Thanks for coming. Isn't that messed up? It's so messed up, like, because obviously you got to go through the whole process of doing that. So anyways, that was messed up. Again, I have no idea why it does that. Is this any better? 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like the frames per second is better.
Looks like the frames per second is better.
Yeah. Oh, what a disaster. All right, so now I got to set this up on a tripod now. Since what I was doing is I was using my Note 9, and usually my Note 9 is mint. But apparently it wasn't this time. That was junk. I want to cross thread. So this up here is usually what I do with stickers and stuff. Like if I think I'm going to try to like save something, I'll just basically stick them to that area. There's a couple of stickers, obviously, that I was going to save on here. Obviously, the headlights, taillights. Trying to save, some of the stickers. I probably won't use that Horizon sticker, but I'm obviously going to use the rigid stickers. I only have one BF Goodrich left over and one good Brenthel one right there. And then this sticker pile looks like it was like a bow. So this looks like a bow. I should actually literally put this on a package and send it out like that, like it's a bow. So this is what's left over from stripping the body. Right now, the X-Max technically is wearing the SBR body, which actually looks pretty cool. The X-Max wearing the SBR body, which it doesn't fit, but it definitely has a pretty sick look. And I almost wish that there was a body shell that would kind of be like that, because that is cool. Imagine that. Imagine if Traxxas actually did a vehicle that kind of looked like that. That would look sick. That would look stinking awesome. Some RC company out there has got to basically take that body, shrink it a little bit, basically probably all the way around or whatever, and make that work. That is nasty. That reminds me of my truck, Big Black, because it looks so awesome. So is this doing junk frames per second too? 1. It is. It's still junk. If I move quick, well, maybe it's better. I don't know. All right, so where are we here? We'll take the bow off. Like I said, this is what's left over from the Brenthel disaster. Garbage stickers. I've been mocking stuff up. We'll put the bow. Traxxas, get a clue. Make a body for the X-Max that's like that, or create a vehicle X-Max based that looks like that. That would be nasty. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to take this off just for a second, just to show you what I've got going on. So I'm big into trying to like mocking up parts that like I already have. These are the shocks. It doesn't make a difference whether they're front or rear, because on the Outcast 8S, the shocks are the same exact size. And I was doing some measurements and figuring out, you know, what I want, because I've got a bunch of shocks just sitting out here. I was trying to figure out, mocking up different stuff. I was even trying smaller shocks just to see if I could get this to work. Basically applying this or putting this in different positions on this SBR to give additional dampening. So I had even changed the shock fluid, all that stuff. And what I've come up with, and I did do a teaser picture, was I've been able to obviously figure out that I think these are either the Creighton. I think these are technically the Creighton rear shocks. Either way, the Outcast has the Outcast front and rear shocks are the same exact size, and this fits inside of here like a glove. Doing this one-handed here. There's only a very minor trim modification that needs to happen up at the top here. And I don't feel like I want to modify this. I feel like I might just modify the shock. I'm not positive yet. I haven't figured out exactly how I want to do it. But if you wanted to have that UDR look on the cheap, now the SBR 2.0 can run dual shocks, because that shock, which is a 190 millimeter shock from the Outcast 8S, fits the secondary location absolutely perfect. Meaning, like, you get full compression, you get full what's the opposite from compression on a shock? It slipped my mind. Full extension, I guess. Full extension. There's actually a better word. Well, whatever it is, a shock has, obviously, there's a compression stroke and a, forget what the word is. Man. I don't even remember. But anyways, so literally out of the box, I'm not even going to run this thing stock. Because of what I've seen, number one, from Earl's video, and then obviously just knowing that there's other videos out there, I created my own brace, which this brace, granted, this is, hey, Mets, if you're still here, do you know what that is? What is that? What is that brace, Mets? Or anybody? How about anybody? Does anybody have a clue? Potentially what that brace is? I'm showing you a side profile. But check out that brace that's in there. Anybody have an idea of what that brace is? Come on, somebody. Somebody tell me, what is that brace made out of? Come on, guy. Come on, Mets. I know you know. Come on, guy. Look at it. Would you just look at it? Balsa? No. Come on, guy. Look at the profile. Here, look right there. What is this brace made out of? Come on. Somebody out there. Somebody in chat. There's 28 people. Someone has to know what this is made out of. Come on. Foam? Nope. Nope. Come on, Mets. Guy, you're killing me here. You ready? This is what the brace is made out of. It's not even showing up. There we go. How about that profile? That might tell you. So what is it? Come on. Aluminum? Nope. PVC? Nope. Jason, you a wicked close guy. Look at the grain. Come on, this grain. Wood. You know it, guy, but what kind of wood, though? Dude, J.O. Look at you, J.O. You got to be kidding me, guy. Right, door and window casing. So, for me, I have to have, like, I'd rather not make something of metal, which is, you know, obviously it's going to be, well, in different cases, it's different. For like something like this, I'll just grab a scrap piece of wood, and what I do is I'll make a mock-up. And basically all that is just basically it's your first design. And with working with wood and like realizing the casing was like basically the thickness that I needed. It was the technical width that I needed, because when you think of casing, you know, width is obviously, you know, this way. This is obviously the width. The length would obviously be this way. The thickness would obviously be that way. You know what I'm saying? So Earl Moorhead and a couple of other people, they basically, you know, they did this fix right here, which is perfect. I mean, it's a great fix, but in my mind, I didn't, like when I got this thing, Earl and other people, they showed like the massive amount of flex that this thing had in it. And on video, you don't really get like you don't always get like a good idea of, you know, video doesn't always like explain it. kind of like a photo adds like 10 to 15 pounds. Well, in my case, a photo looked like it added like 30 pounds, maybe 130 pounds. But the mock-up process for me is just basically using a piece of wood. Earl and a couple of other people, you know, had done like braces like this. This brace right here, it only cost Earl, in reality, I think he said like $6. Like obviously this cost me nothing right now, just mocking it up like this. But I wanted to mock something up first. It is held in by zip ties for now. That's not the way it's going to be mounted, the final product. But the final design is very similar to what this is, except for the fact that when this piece is made, it's going to be made in some type of other material. I haven't figured out exactly what I want that material to be. It may be plastic. It may be a piece of aluminum. I'm not exactly sure. Either way, it's going to be light. Like this piece of wood, obviously, you know, like this weighs nothing. Like, I mean, put this on a gram scale and then cut it down and then make all my relief cuts. It allows for full compression, which, you know, makes it so that, you know, those the top four-link, you know, obviously comes all the way through. It allows for literal like no flex, like to. It's hard to show. It's hard to show. It's hard to show that there's like almost no flex. Now, where I am getting bowing is obviously like what all of us know that are in this room, right, in this chat thing right now. All you guys are at my house. What we all know is that transfer of energy, whenever you take away from something, it's going to transfer it elsewhere. And it did. It actually transferred it to two places. But I feel if I can minimize the transfer that happened there, like you can see that bowing out, right? I hope you can. Yeah, see, it's hard. It's actually can't, can you? Maybe if I go like that. You're probably not seeing it. So this section of the cage actually bows out slightly. Now you do want a little bit of flex, and I actually may leave that alone because right now with that brace being installed like that, I am getting really like, I mean, you're getting flex, but you're not getting like suspension activation flex. Do you know what I'm saying? Like right now, that shock is just a slave shock. It's just sitting in there. So it's really not doing anything right now. But that's like literally, man, if you want to go dual shocks, I can't tell you that having something that's a drop, drag and drop, plug in and play, pretty close. The only thing that you have to do, or the only thing that I had to do was, where'd it go? Oh, no, don't tell me I lost it. Oh, no, where'd it go? I was actually making it. Maybe it's here somewhere. Oh, no, wait a minute. What am I talking about? I already installed it. So obviously it's the little ball ends need to be minimized in order for it to actually go in. It's bleeding because I overfilled it. Hopefully it's not bleeding because it's cracked. That would be horrible. So there is a little relief hole on there. I'm wondering, I probably overfilled the shock. That's probably why it's bleeding. But anyways, I bought a set of shocks from Jenny's RC that are basically going to go back on the Creighton because it's just sitting on the floor right now. But this is obviously to go ahead and throw dual shocks in the back. It's actually not going to be a shock. It's going to be a dampener. So I'm going to run, obviously, the King shocks, and I'll obviously have a secondary damper just because this is what I want to do. But yeah, that brace right there, that brace is actually mint. Just looking at the beach on this beautiful, hot, sunny day and wondering why I don't have an RC boat. Right, dude. Stickies, what's going on, guy? Joe Daddy's Workshop, what's going on? So that's actually Joe Daddy's secondary channel. What else is here? RC Raw Shock, what's going on? I don't know if I said. Your hairdresser has style, my brother, right? That's my wife, guy. On my birthday, this is the haircut that my wife gave me. You know? Hell yeah, brother. I even got the glasses to go with it. Gotta take off my other glasses first. Hell yeah, brother. Just having fun. You do have to try to live at least a certain part of your life having fun. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I suggest like you all try to do. Try to just throw some smiles into your life and get out there and rip it and have some fun, man. That's it. So, yeah. So basically, where was I? You got to bring these down to, I think it was 10 millimeter or somewhere around there. So I'm done throwing the camera around. I'm going to make the camera static now. So all I did was I measured the shock, obviously length, realized that the Outcast 8S shocks were absolutely perfect. And like I said, these are either going to be Creighton front or rear shocks. I don't have a Creighton, so I don't actually know which one are the 190s, but I suspect it's the rear, I think. So don't take my word for it, but just make sure that whatever shocks they are, that they're 190 millimeter shocks. And go ahead and go on Jenny's RC if you got one of these. If you want to do dampeners, I'd wait. You know, obviously I have no idea how this thing is going to act out of the box. I do know that I need to change the fluid weight itself because it's cold in New England now. So having a thick fluid like this, especially if I'm running a dampener, it's going to have to be a lighter shock fluid. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for stopping the chassis smack, at least in the rear end. So I'll put a light fluid in this dampener. But these, right? So I took my caliper and I started measuring, you know, what I was going to need for width. So obviously you know, you got a digital caliper, whatever, turn it on, zero it out. And you have one end that does an external measurement, one end that does an internal measurement. So obviously if you put the piece in this way, you can get your external measurement, which is about 12.5 millimeters on this thing. And then the other way gives you the internal measurement. So what I did is I went inside of here and I got what the width was going to be on the inside, which was about 10.2-ish millimeters. So what that meant was that I would have to grind down the left and right side of this ball end to accommodate for that. So we're only talking, you know, about, I think I brought these down to a 10 millimeter. That way they slid in nice. Forget about the 2.0. That way it, you know, the ball end would actually slide in nice. And I basically just used a grinder and ground down, you know, both ends, tried to do it evenly, and then I finished it up with a nice file. So I got a nice file right here, which I ended up using to finish it up. And then obviously, you know, using the Harbor Freight vise that I've got, when you flip it around, it's got that little section right there where you can take the ball end and just basically fit it right in like that. And I have a foam on mine. So the foam actually helps not marring the surface. So it's nice and tight, and then basically just drag the file over, making sure I stay as level as I can. So I'm not like creating, you know, like a not a ledge, but an uneven surface. And then we're also talking RC here. So it's not like, you know, the tolerances, you know, have to be like super dead on, because we're talking about plastic compression and all that stuff. And the only other thing that I needed to do was figure out what fastener to go with. And LOSI is using this one right here, which is I think I figured it out being it's an M4. So it's an M4 screw by, I think this was like 28. By a 28 in length. So obviously that's, you know, something that I'll have to, you know, grab some more screws and a nylock end. I couldn't find any actual 28s. So I found obviously a 30, and that's fine. That's going to work. Because when you screw it in to that location right there, this being a 28, sits out like that. I mean, I could grind it. I could grind the end if I was really concerned, but I'm really not. The other thing to do is on Earl Moorhead's channel, you can see this channel right here. The other thing that I was going to do is I was going to drill through so that it has a relief hole so that the sand and debris hopefully won't collect in this arm. The only question was exactly where I would drill the hole. There is actually a low spot, actually. So right here there's a low spot. I just don't know if the low spot travels inside the entire thing. So, but yeah, that's it. Just basically like, you know, mocking up with a piece of wood, taking all the flex away. The other thing that I did too was, and I don't know if this is everybody's, but this was at least the way it was on mine. So you can see I've got, I got some screws, not screws. I got some washers here. I think you can see. Right there. So with the tail end of mine, not sure if it was, well, I mean, I know what's causing it, but I'm not sure if it has to do with shipping or whatever, but this whole piece on mine was actually bowed in to where it was like not flush with this bar, but it was pretty close. Like, I mean, I think the whole jack handle was stuffed in and under, and the reason why that is, at least my determination, was because these like sides of the cage, right? These two horizontal cage pieces or whatever. I think these plastic pieces right here are actually cut too short. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it being cut too short, right? It changed the way these, or the plane is. So if it's sucked in, it actually angles these screws like inboard. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you're sucking that section in, it angles these holes inboard, which naturally would cause over time this back piece to push in. I just didn't like it visually, so I changed it. I took shims. Basically, all it is washers. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 washers. Same thing on the opposite side. There's 4 washers, so 2 and 2. And then I did a single up here, a single up there. And I didn't bother putting one in on that lower section, which is right there, because just shimming that out basically caused or helped this to stay flat. So it's a weird kind of like, I want to say it's weird miss on LOSI's part. The little stupid minor things that, you know, we're starting to come across, you know, with all this quality control stuff. I don't believe that was in their design to have that back piece bent like that, but I didn't like it, so I had to fix it. The double shock thing is just my idea. I like the Trax UDR, obviously, so I kind of wanted to not mimic it. I just knew that the space was there. I knew that there was enough space that if I wanted to run a secondary damper, that, you know, that would be mint. And then, like I said, just taking these outcast shocks and just with very minor modifications, and it's just literally filing down the ball ends. They fit absolutely perfect. Full compression at full extension. Extension, I think that's the word I was looking for. So you get full compression of the shock rod and extension. And why is that important? Because, like, again, like I always say, like you guys all know, why is that important? Because when you look at the truck from the side, the way the geometry is, the distance here to there is, it's an increased length. So this shock is obviously a bigger shock than what's in the SBR right now. So I needed to make sure that when this thing was at full droop, which it's full droop with the shock, I needed to make sure that this shock was also at full droop. And technically it is. What's that clicking? You hear that? Oh, my other shock is disconnected. So, yeah. And then obviously on full compression, the slave or the damper gets full compression, which is great. Well, or pretty close to full compression. I think it's like 5 or something millimeters away from full compression, but it was perfect. That works out great because this does have a jounce bumper in it anyway, or a little bumper in there to prevent possibly, I guess, the shock rod from like blowing its little valve or piston. Some people call it a piston. It's a piston. It's a valve. It's the same thing. It's a piston that regulates the level of whatever it is. You get what I'm saying? So right now what I'm doing is this thing is bleeding actually a little bit more than I want it to. So I want to see like what's going on here. Not sure why this is continually bleeding other than if the diaphragm piece is shifted. And that might be what it is. So I'm going to just square that away right now. So this is constantly popping out. So I want to make sure that this is actually sitting correct. Make sure that this piece isn't actually blown. Seems like it's all right. Just making sure that this little diaphragm piece isn't compromised. It looks like it's all right. I think it's just the fluid that was stuck in the top, causing it to bleed. But yeah, I had no intention of, this was one of those vehicles that I had no intention of actually running it as is out of the box, just because of obviously the issues right away. And then I thought to myself, oh, it'd be really cool to have dual shocks, or, not dual shocks, or at least a damper shock in addition to the stock. So, but let's see. I think that's it. Hopefully it won't bleed anymore. I don't think it will. It shouldn't. I think I definitely overfilled the shock, and then when I did the air bleed, that it just pushed fluid. It bypassed the fluid. So that should be fine now. But there is a little weep hole right there. So yeah, it seems fine. So, but obviously there'll be a big thing about trying to tune the shock, or trying to tune the damper with obviously a lesser fluid. But I'm going to run it stock just for now, just to see how it works. But I just wanted to show you that, that this, if you wanted to run this, this literally is a perfect fit. So you can't ask for anything more. You know what I'm saying? When you can literally get a takeoff part from another manufacturer, you know what I'm saying? I can see it now. Traxxas is going to try to sue me right now because I'm stealing their idea of a damper shock like the Traxxas UDR. And then LOSI is going to get mad because I'm throwing ARRMA parts in the LOSI. So LOSI plastic shrinks in the sun. Yeah, I think everything shrinks in the sun. Monster Jam, what's going on, guy? How about a live stream with CCXRC and Trailer Trash? That would be fun. Nah, just a live stream with Tony and Trailer Trash would probably be awesome. Not me. I'm boring. I got nothing good to say. I'm just gonna throw this up in the air right now because what I want to do is I want to modify. I'm gonna modify these, and I'll basically just show you. Well, I mean, I don't need to show you. You know how to do all this stuff. The stuff is all simple stuff. So it's not like I'm showing you something that you don't know how to do. I'm just going to do it. So I want to get the other shock because obviously these are from the Outcast 8S and they're not going to go back in. These are going to be for the Rock Ray, Baja Ray, whatever you call it. Not Rock Ray, the Baja Ray. So I got to modify these little balls right now so that they fit that 10 millimeter width so that they fit in the arms. The only thing I need to do is go to the hardware store today and go ahead and grab myself some M4 screws that are by 28 or 30 or whatever I can find. If I want to cut and, whatever. I also need to get lock nuts because on the bottom you need lock nuts. On the top you don't. On the top, it's actually threaded into the plastic. On the bottom, you need a lock nut that actually goes onto it. So, and obviously the M3 screw is the screw that's supposed to be inside of there. So, did I say M3 or M4? M4, sorry, M4 screw. Monster Jam guy. Thank you, man. Look at that. See how it pops up on there? Monster Jam. Cup of coffee. Dude, got a cup of coffee right here. Thank you for that, guy. That is stinking awesome. All right. So anyways, let's get this thing up in the air on my paint can. Drag you over here. But actually, you know what? I can actually work better if I'm over here. So I don't need to drag you over there. I can actually just bring you over here. So if you haven't got one of these bench vices, these are from Harbor Freight. There is, well, I don't want to say there's no better vice, but for $20, all you have to do, right, before you pay for it, just take the vise and open it up and make sure there's no issues with it. Make sure it functions. We are getting it from Harbor Freight. This thing was $20. And the best part about it, you can also use a coupon. So by the time you're done, depending upon where you are, you're only paying $20 or less than that after tax. So this little hobby vise, I mean, I've actually used this working on my cars, like my real cars already, because it's such a small little vise. You need to do like something, hold a piece of tubing or anything. I don't need to drag around my huge roller cart with the permanently mounted vise. I just basically bring this thing out. And I've even used the little anvil little section right here. So, but this thing is pretty cool. All right. So all we're doing is just basically modifying this little piece right here. So, but this vise is great. Just basically set the piece in. And I clamp it down because I have the foam, on the left and right sides just to protect. I put the foam on here just to soften the jaw so I could put my wheel balancer in here. So that worked out, man. Sea Stone just got one. Dude, is Sea Stone, isn't it awesome? Dude, how much did you get yours for? Did you get it for less than 20? Because if you did, that's like the best way. I paid 20 for mine because I didn't have a coupon at the time. But it's just a little ball end, and it's going to take my file, and I'm just going to drag it right across, trying to stay level and making sure that the ball end doesn't like slip. Now I already know approximately like how far I need to bring each side down. My second one that I did, I actually messed up and I brought it down a little bit too far, but it is only going into plastic, so it's really not a big deal. And I did try doing this on my grinder, but doing it on the grinder, the problem with, I have two grinders. I've got a fine wheel grinder, which is this one. This is my Dayton grinder. This is the one that stays in my garage. I did use this, but what happens is because it's, you know, circular and it does have a wear pattern on the stone, it didn't do the best job that it probably could have done, maybe if it was a new stone. And while I have done it, never, ever, ever grind from the side. It's such a bad idea. I've got my other grinder down there that has my nice wire wheel on it. But, man, just take it from me, pro tip, do not ever grind on the side, even though I do, but don't. That is such a massive hazard to grind on the side. These grinding stones are only made to grind this surface, not the sides. You could have a catastrophic failure and like, yeah, you don't want that coming at your face at how many 1,000 miles an hour that thing goes? So don't do it. Just don't do it. Just take the time, just file it. Don't do it. Now you can see how much I already brought it down, I think. So let me see. So you can see between left and right side, the right side is obviously significantly brought down. So what I'll do is I'll take my little digital caliper. I know it needs to be 10 millimeters or just slightly above. Zero it out. And obviously you can see we're at 12. So what did I start with? So this is one that I haven't filed down yet. So these are like 12.5. So obviously I still need to take off more material off that side. So I'm going to go ahead and just toss it back in and just take some more down. The key is to try to do it straight. You will end up with a little burr, and you can just clean that up with a file or a piece of sandpaper or whatever. Or you could just leave it. It's not going to harm it. It's not going to harm anything. Now watch, I'm doing this live. I'll probably take it down too far. I ain't perfect. Or should I say I am not perfect. Proper English, right? So I'm just going to see where I am. Can already tell I'm a little off. So we're just a touch over 11 and a half. I want to continue filing on this side. The heck is he doing over there? He was literally, he was, you can see him. He was actually thumping to the beat of the file. Did I already measure that? Yeah, see, now we're down to 11.8. So now I'm just going to go to the other side. Sure that I'm doing this relatively straight. Again, you are working with plastic, so you do have a little bit of give in the actual plastic piece. So looks like I am filing slightly off. So I'm going to recorrect that. So now we're down to 11. So I'm going to recorrect how I'm filing that. It is a little off. I knew it was going to happen. Now let's see what we are getting there. 10.3. Really close. So now I'm just going to switch over to the other side and just take a little bit more off. We needed to have 10.2 or less. That's probably it. Here we go. And that's where I'm going to stay. 10.11. Absolutely perfect. So now all I have to do is just basically make that piece the same thing. Tossing the ends in, again, using the vise. Very, very easy to do. It's almost as if this vise was made to do it. Don't forget to, like, get rid of your debris. File it. Vacuum it up or whatever. That's probably the better way to go. So what I was showing you, when you take this vise and you flip it around to the other side, it obviously has the screw holes that hold in the jaws, right? What's great about that is it's perfect for pushing in these pieces. Let's see if I can do a camera down on it just to show you how it works. Maybe something like that to focus in on the wrong thing. Will it stay focused? That's the question. Oh, it looks like it kind of did. So this end is obviously a bigger bear than this end. This end is very easy. So I'll show you the harder end first. It is good to go ahead and throw some lubrication on there. But watch. Basically, oops. I should have locked this down first. Basically, just press it right in. Pop. And when it goes in, you know it went in because obviously the shock is going to drop to the ground. But it just helps because it's not gonna mar the surfaces. Do you know what I'm saying? To pop it out, you can basically do the same thing. Use a socket or something, put it on the opposite side. Make sure the socket is big enough to bypass the actual ball. And then take like what I've done before is you take like a short screw, you know. Of course, I can't show you how it is right now, but just take a shorter screw and put it through, and then literally just crank it and just pop it right out. This vise is just mint. So, but all you guys know how to pop these ends in and out anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna file this one down. This vise, the only thing that I did was I took it apart when I first got it. Took it apart, wiped it all down, and then I oiled and greased stuff. Also remember, this is raw steel, so obviously if you don't have a coating of oil on it, it is going to rust. So right now, must have been the last time that I cleaned it. I didn't recoat this with just a little slight sheen of oil. But it cleans up. It cleans up easy. So we're going from, what did I say this was, 12.5? So we're going from a 12.5 to just under 10.2 on these little ball ends. And that way it fits inside. And you look at the profile, it's pretty good. You know, that's mint. That's mint. So basically just stuff this in there. Just like something like that. And just file it. Hard body painting tips, meaning you have some, or you're looking for tips. Prep. Prep is your biggest thing. Don't have armor all near you. Armor all was a body man's nightmare. Or as you say, a painter's nightmare. At the body shop. Armor all at a body shop, like especially like for paint. Man, if you're ever caught with a bottle of Armor all at a body shop, you'll be fired. You're fired instantly. So I could tell that one does need to come down more. But at least I'm filing it pretty straight this time. Wish I pretty flat. So what did I take off? So we're down to 11.68, 69. So I am going to take a little bit more off. That looks like it's about it. Make sure you don't skip off like I just did. It's going pretty flat. Looks like it's pretty flat. It's skipping off. I keep looking over at the camera to make sure I'm still in. Let's see where we are now. I know it's got to be more, but so we went from like what 12.5 to looking at 10.49, 48. So just a little bit more. I want to get it to the same, or pretty close to the same number that I had on the other one. So just a touch more. The other one was 10.11. 10.23, so just a little bit more. Probably right there. $10.18, $10.16. Just a little bit more. Just want to check it. So, actually, it looks pretty good. A little bit more right there. That should do it. We were going for 10.11. Let's see what we got here. 10.11. What do we got? Oh no! I went too far. We're at 10. Close enough. All right. So that's obviously going to be going in that end. So I can flip it around. Damn. That came off fast, man. All right, like I said, you can go ahead and lubricate that. One thing that, see, I use like stuff that people just don't use. This is Carnauba wax, like instant detailer. That's what I use. I use it like to lubricate certain parts. This is what I do, you know? Why not? Carnauba wax. carnauba wax my pieces parts. Oh, I should be going the other way. So I shouldn't have it. I got to have it on the edge like this. And just press it in. Pop. Boom. Done. Perfect. You know, using the carnauba stuff, it's kind of like, it does give it a lubrication, and it's dry. It's like a dry lubrication, kind of, once it dries. But, yeah. Look at that. Absolutely mint. I'm happy with that right there. So that's what's needed. So like I said, the only thing that I don't have is I just don't have what's needed to install this yet. So now that I'm done with this vise, so if you don't have this vise right here, Central Forge, I think it's called, from Harbor Freight, it's only $20. I suggest you go get one. Especially just get this one right here. The thing is mint. So basically this literally drops in to there like a glove. Look at that. The first dual piston rear shock dampener setup for the Super Baja Ray 2.0. So, but that's my setup. The shock is all set. Like I said, the only thing I need to do is just, I don't know. I might take the new ones and use the new ones. I'm not positive. I might just dump the fluid out of the new ones into a fluid container because the fluid's going to be brand new. And I think the fluid that's in my shocks was like a 40 or a 45 weight. At least that's kind of what it seems like. I could be wrong, but when I do the viscosity test with the screwdriver and you dip it into the fluid, it seems like it's like a 40 or a 45-ish. But obviously it needs to be a lot less to use it as a functional dampener because we already have, you know, technically a complete shock in there. But yeah, if you get a 2.0 and you're looking for dual shocks in the rear, bam. Outcast 8S, whether if it's front or rear, doesn't really matter. I think it's Creighton rear shocks. I don't remember, but perfect setup. Also, no more flex in this rear. Like, well, I mean, there is, but it's so minimal. It's transferred across the whole thing. And I know you're like thinking that that's flex. It's really not. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's not suspension actuating flex. The whole plastic unit, no matter what, is going to have flex just because it's plastic. But doing that little bracket thing, or whatever you want to call that, brace thing in the back there, definitely changed the way, from what I was seeing out of the box, it changed the way that this thing is. But being plastic, you are going to have a certain amount of flex, but that's the route that I'm going. The only thing I need to do is figure out a tie-in between my brace that I'm gonna make. So this is the mock-up brace. So the brace that I made here, I'm obviously gonna make it in a different material. It's either gonna be some type of a plastic that's maybe similar to this stuff, which is, there's Delrin and then there's something else. Alki or something. I forget what the heck it is. I don't know what the plastic is. I'm not familiar with that. But the only thing that brace did was transferred the flex energy to this location right here. So if I'm going to try to get rid of that flex, if I do, I may see if I can, you know, maybe use like turnbuckles or something. Maybe other full link little suspension components, and maybe tie this in. But the flex, if I hold down the front, the flex actually isn't anything that I feel that I'm really worried about. See how it bows out right here? I think what Earl was having his bow out after Earl's fix, Earl was having flex here. So I'm having 0 flex here. All my flex is being transferred basically, seemingly, in here, like in between my 2 index fingers. So my flex is like now here, which I actually feel like I'm more okay with. But if I wanted to get rid of it, like I was saying, I'd try and figure out just something to tie these 2 flex points to my brace that I mocked up inside. So, Bandit Darnville, what's going on, guy? Jose Kenseka, what's going on, guy? Trying to soak up any knowledge? Yeah, I tell you, the guys that are in chat right now, there's a lot of knowledge in chat, man. Just trash it official. Does that mean that there's two just trash it's? So, what do we got here? Dan, what's going on, Dan? Jess is here. What's happening, Jess? Peter, what's going on, guy? Who else is here? Anybody else? It says there's 43 people in chat right now. That's insane. How does my computer go into sleep mode when I'm live streaming? My computer went into sleep mode. Oh, all right. 42 people in here. Come on. Come on. There's 41 people in here. Come on. Come on. See that thing right here? See this? Come on. Come on. Do it. Do it. Do it. Come on. Get a thumbs up, will you? Ah, we got one. Nice. Whoever did that. Come on, chime in. The people that haven't given a thumbs up, chime in on the chat so we can see who you are. I like I said, I love it. I think it's funny. It's just, you gotta have a good time, man. I had noticed like literally the stickers everywhere on this thing were a stinking disaster. Earl was not kidding, man. When Earl showed or tried to show, he said that his interior stickers were really bad. And I know stickers don't matter, but the whole thing is, right? Aren't you paying for the whole product? And like even I joked with Earl, and I think I said it on the live stream. Didn't I say it on the live stream yesterday? That it's like, these RC companies, they're pumping out vehicles, and yes, I understand that, with the title of this, the name of this thing here, it's called COVID and Coffee. And it's like, yeah, they're definitely, the virus definitely has affected, the process of product, being able to get product, being able to manufacture product, the whole thing. But man, you gotta stop using the excuse and just deal with it. It's literally it's now just a part of life. It's not like we don't not understand what's going on now. It's a part of life. Figure it out. Stop making the excuses. You know what I mean? So you can't the quality control things. Just stop. Stop. Just start doing better quality control. That's it. You already know it's an issue. Fix it. Stop using it as an excuse. Same thing with all these shipping companies. Yes, I know outbreaks can happen, blah, 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 but whatever. Deal with it. You already know it's an issue. Stop using the excuse. So, but like I was saying, like these, and I'll just speak on RC manufacturers right now, just because everything out there has issues. Cars, like real cars, these cars. Just get better. You know what I mean? Like, why did I have to do this? Why did I have to do this to my brand new vehicle? Like, look at it. It's a bow. It's a holiday bow. I should do. I actually, yeah, I want to show you guys something. I came up with something. I'll be right back. We'll leave you looking at the show. So for the Traxxas UDR, I had 3D printed the design for the XT90 thing, and I didn't like it, so I made my own. Now this one, I didn't even install this yet, and I make my pieces in gold because it's mint. So I'm actually going to send. I've been like literally making them. I didn't like the design, so I made my own design. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to send this. I'm going to send this to Earl Moorhead and let him install this on his UDR, because that's also his complaint, is that he doesn't like. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that don't like the Traxxas connectors. Some do. I'm sure some do. There's tons of different connectors out there, and to each his own. And I seem to gravitate towards two connectors so far. Where the bag of the other ones are. EC5 and XT90s. I do have other, like XT60s and stuff like that. But I hate Deans in a high-powered application. I hate Deans for just the fact that I have sausage fingers. It's hard to grab a hold of the Deans sometimes and pull them apart without literally pulling at the wires. Now, you should be able to pull at the wire, but you're not supposed to. I mean, I know as a kid, because I used to vacuum, our house when I was a kid for my mom. And one of the things that my mother told me was to never pull the cord out by the cord. Don't pull the plug out of the wall by the cord. Don't be lazy. Grab it by its end and pull it out of the wall. Because eventually what happens is obviously you're putting strain, depending upon how tough of a bite that it has into the socket, which usually isn't massive, but if it's got a real good bite, especially if it's a 3-pronger, if it's got a real good bite, you just always, pulling at an angle, some people, give it like a little like whip to like pull the cord out. And I have done that. I'm lazy too, but, with those Deans, man, or T-plugs, whatever people call them, I know them as Deans, that it was hard to, especially if it's like a brand new one, they're hard to plug in and they're hard to release. So in a high power application, I prefer just myself. And I haven't used that new one that Kevin Talbot has on his 203 mile per hour thing there. I don't have a need for anything like that yet. But XT90, also IC5s, but I don't use the smart technology, so that's why I said EC5s. I got 2 big bags of EC5s. I do have to get some more XT90s, but anyways, back on that. This is an XT90 adapter to basically solder on your own connectors. I thought about seeing if I could actually make an actual EC5 connector, if it would work with this, and it's very easy to do. I just got to figure out if that's what I want to, if that's what I want to do. So I thought about taking this design and then basically just modifying this inner hole to basically fit the EC5, which will also fit IC connectors. And will it also do an XT? Because I know what's nice about the XTs. No, it won't. What's nice about the XTs is that these will accept EC connectors. I don't know if they accept IC, because IC has that little prong that punches out in the middle. I only have one IC battery. And the only reason why I got it was because the individual that sold it to me, when I bought the car, the individual that sold me the car wasn't informed enough on the product, so I was sold the wrong battery. And I went back and, I was hoping to swap out the battery, seeing I never even used it. And instead of swapping out the battery for me, I think it was because he maybe didn't have the battery. I don't remember. But he didn't have the battery, so what he did is he gave me a connector. But the problem with the connector was, it was that jumper wire. Problem with the connector was it had no I. It was just an EC3 to EC5 adapter. That just didn't work out. So, but these right here, I'm actually going to send one to Earl Moorhead, and he was interested in installing one in his UDR, and the design of mine, I really like this design. I feel it's going to be strong. It has no mounting holes. The mounting holes are for the individual to figure out on their own, depending upon how they want to mount their plug, and not just have a statically mounted plug. Like, where's the, I was hoping I would have a connector here, but, so, connector right here, maybe? Where's my connectors? I think my connectors are on the other side. Where are they? Or maybe they're not. Yeah. So on here, oh, am I really? I'm really out of XT90s. What? I am actually out of XT90s. Never mind. I can't show you. Wow, that's messed up. I didn't think I was actually out of them yet. Well, I guess I... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, apparently I am. Holy smokes. Well, I can't show you. Well, either way, it works. Here it is. This work? Nope. Dang. I actually am out of the connectors. Well, either way, with my connector, with my design, it's a much tighter fit. And what I am telling people is that if you want, you connect these the way I did, and you actually use 2 screws. So, and instead of using a set screw, I just use a regular screw. Obviously, I had this nice little kit right here. and I just used a regular screw. And you just basically just drill a hole and you just install the screw. That's it. If you want to tap it, you can tap it. Whatever. So, but yeah, I think that's it. What are we looking at here? All right. Addicted. What's going on, guy? Steve. What's going on, man? First time, dude. Steve. See? Dude, that's the best part right there. When we can just like reel you into the group. That's the whole thing. That's awesome, man. I've seen that too. There are people that, you just jump into the chat and you just, whatever, you just kind of like, you sit there and you just watch the show, and some people like to, remain, quiet, and that's cool. But you know what I mean? This is like the way I look at it. This is like, you're at my house, guy. You got to at least tell me who you are, right? So, yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I think we covered it. Look at that shock in there, man. Or look at that damper in there. Doesn't that look sweet? I hope it works. It should. The whole intent was to hopefully stop the excessive amount of slap. I don't know. I just think it looks cool, man. Obviously, putting that, brace in there. It's made out of wood right now, but it's going to be something else. We got the nice bow to go on top of there. The nice Brenthal bow. Well, that's what I was saying. I should box up this part and put this as a bow for Earl. There you go, guy. It's your bow on your pot. I like to be funny. Because he'll get the box, right? He'll get the box, he'll open it up, and this will have the bow on it. What the heck are you sending me? Sending me a pile of your garbage, guy? Why didn't you send me trash bag? Your friend can't even find the like button on the Xbox? Come on. 41 people. There's 41 people. You can't all be YouTube spies. There's only 32 thumbs up. There's 44 people now. Someone just jumped in. 45. It keeps going up. So there's 45 people in here and only 33 thumbs up. What's up? What's going on here? Come on. Just do it. Find it. If you got to jump out of the chat to find it, do it. Put a thumbs up, because that's what... And I know I push the thumbs ups, but the only reason why... I'm not going to push the subscribe anymore, because, like I was saying, I kind of realized that listening to people say subscribe, and this is only my personal opinion, is I've realized that if somebody's on YouTube, they already know what to do. You know what I mean? And I get it. I was the same way. I was just like, please subscribe, please share, please thumbs ups. And I think it's only the thumbs ups that I've kind of been like, come on, guy, just throw it on there. Yeah, I don't know. Just because, I mean, even I've been known to forget. I'll be watching somebody's video on like the big screen, the TV, and because it's a different format, you can't just... There's no like thumbs up button on the remote control. You have to navigate to find the thumbs up. So what I'll do is I will make it a point, if it's a video that I like and I appreciated the content, bam, definitely give a thumbs up. What it does is it helps the individual's channel. So even if it's somebody else, come on, you want to thumbs up these videos, my channel. But if it's on somebody else's channel and you like the content, just doesn't, like what Kevin says, doesn't cost you a dime or something like that, or he says it doesn't cost you anything. I think what I've said in the past is it doesn't cost you a dime. So just do it. Thumbs up, unless you hate the channel. If you hate the channel, you already know what to do. I ain't going to tell you what to do. Just get out of here. So 37, we're getting it. So anyways, let's see, what do we got here? King D 757. What's going on, guy? So is there anybody? All right. So I got a question. Is there anybody new in here? Because we just had one. We had who was it? Who was it that said that they I think they said they were subscribed, but this is the first time that they actually popped in and said, hey, Steve. I think it's Steve, right? I think it was Steve. Oh, what happened to my hat? It's right here. It's right here. But I'm rocking the new hairstyle right now. So I don't need to cover up the new do. So I was using the hat because when my hair gets long, I do like the two extremes. So obviously when my hair gets long, when I go to do stuff, it's easier to throw a hat on because it stops the hair from being, in the way. And then people are like, well, why don't you just get a haircut? This is because I do the extremes. I will go with a short haircut and then I'll let it grow out and then, it'll be long. And then all of a sudden I'll do this. I'll do the mullet hawk. It's funny too, is I think people weren't thinking that I'd actually do this. It's like, dude, it's just hair. You know what I mean? And I've actually had positive comments outside of, YouTube. A couple people like, cool haircut. But like I said, this was for my birthday. This was my gift, my hairstyle. My wife is actually all right with it. It's funny. I think my wife more likes the guy that's behind the haircut. So Jessica, you like it? That was, and it's not trying to it's not trying to look in any way. I never had a mullet. And technically this is a mullet. Because if I didn't do I guess you could call it a faux hawk. If I didn't do the faux hawk, and I mean right now the hair stays out of my face. It's funky, but I gotta tell you, this hairstyle is very easy to manage. I do have to put like a stuff in there. My wife has all kinds of product. So she's got like hairsprays and mousse and, I think half of the stuff she probably doesn't even use. But when I had my like regular just short top haircut and, shaved all the way around, she bought me this like paste stuff. And I tried that. And I always told her, I said, as far as a haircut goes, it's got to be something that's easy to manage. Like I'm kind of one of those people that I just want to, because I will usually take a shower at night because, I want to get the dirt off, jump into, the bed, a nice clean bed. You jump into the bed nice and clean. So in the morning, like when I wake up, I'll just literally just take water, throw it on my face to wake myself up, and then literally just take a little squeeze of that foam stuff that she's got. Just go like that and just go like this, and it's literally done. Like I just go boom, 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 and then walk out. And that's what I like. Easy to manage. I'm not here with like a blow dryer and a twist comb and doing all that stuff. It's literally just throw in a can of foam right there. Make sure it's not whipped cream. Go like that, and then wham, and then that's it. Done. Off with my day. My hair's not in my face. Good to go. So that's it. Stop talking about hairstyles here. It's not what we're here for. I think I'm actually done with this stream though. Kind of covered what's going on with this vehicle that hasn't even had a battery pack touch it. I took all the stickers off the factory body, which is this right here. This was the Brenthal yellow edition. I got this as a present for myself, just like everything else. But this is just this was the yellow Brenthal edition. I actually think, you know what? I'm going to throw it on. I think this, just even the way it is right now, is mint. I'm even liking just how this looks right now, just as is. So literally, that's how the body sits. Something like that. I think that's lined up. Yeah. So that's literally how the body sits, and I'm actually liking it. I did obviously save, the stickers, headlights, taillights, some of the pieces, but those aren't going to go back on as is. I'm just saving it for the names to see if I can reuse it somehow. A couple of the Brenthal stickers, but this is going to actually be the one and only Fox Edition SBR 2.0. I have some pretty nice, these are motocross stickers. So I got a double pack. I got a double pack of this, which I only need a single pack. But depending upon how I do the layout, like I said, this is just going to be a Fox Edition. I do have anybody that knows me knows that I like Fox. I do have some Freedom Factory stickers. So I thought about maybe throwing just a couple of the Freedom 500s on there. I thought that would be kind of cool just to represent, a Cletus. I mean, I like his content. I like what he, kind of stands for in a sense. And he's got a great channel. If you haven't checked out Cletus McFarlane, go check him out. Nothing to do with RC, but you actually never know, guy. So anyways, so Freedom 500 right there. I might throw a couple of those on there. But this is the sticker pack that I've had for quite a while. When I first saw this, there's just a coolness about it because this is what's called a retro sticker pack. These are their retro colors. And I thought about maybe taking this and throwing this on that. So, but that was the plan. That's the thought. I also like diesel power, but I started thinking about the diesel power stickers. And the diesel power stickers kind of almost give this a little bit of a I mean, I might I don't like it says diesel power gear. If it just says diesel power like what these stickers do. Yeah, see, I used those ones. Kind of just gives it like a I don't know. Like a fake effect, if you know what I'm saying. These are like for toolboxes and stuff like that. But I did buy these for my RC cars just because I do like the diesel power guys. I obviously I have my truck, so obviously I like diesel. But I may use a couple of the small stickers just as like little accent stickers or whatever. I do have doubles, so I could match left to right using the small DP stickers. The diesel power, yeah, I don't know. I might use it. I'm not sure. These are all individual stickers. So, maybe it would go somewhere. I'm not positive, but I don't have doubles. So, and then this one was obviously just the other sticker pack. But I had thought about taking the blue stars and stripes and replacing the LOSI with that because the sticker pretty much fits, like almost perfect, but it kind of gives it like a toy look. And I know some people think these are toys, but these are more, they're more than toys for me just because I'm into automotive stuff. So, but yeah, that's it. Sticker ideas. Go fast stickers, right? Obviously, I'll be throwing other stickers on here. Automotive manufacturers, like what I've done with my thing right here. But Fox is definitely something that I've always kind of liked and been a part of. But obviously, because of just automotive, I'll probably throw automotive stickers on there as well. I'll just have to find out, what stickers will fit. I do have the smaller Autometer stickers. I don't have any small Holly stickers, but I'm probably sure I'm sure I could get a pack. Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. All right, what are we looking at for time here? We have got, and I am gonna do some StreamYards too soon. I was doing the late night live with RC Guy Garage stream yard things, but I got away from that just because it takes a lot of time, man. It really does. It takes a lot of time to do all this stream stuff. More than I expected. Like, I mean, when you think about it, you know, when you have a significant other, you also want to spend time with them too, you know? So, but yeah, I think this is probably where I'm going to end this. What are we looking at? Any new people? I had said new people. Those Freedom Factory stickers match the skull stickers and some Fast AM. I do like the Fast AF. Because, you know, this thing probably is pretty fast. Oh, Dan took off. Sorry, Dan, didn't see that, man. Steve took off too. All right. Hector Santos, Guy, I'm just about ready to jump off. Such Ender? Is it a Santa skull? No Santa skulls. No. Cool. I like it when we have a bunch of right. You could probably add a hat in beard. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Looks like Raz Shiffin, the Raz Shiffin guy, just his channel exploded. I gotta pause. Oh, it's muted, right? Yeah, mute just in case. So the Raz guy, man, he's at 11.5 thousand subscribers. That's nuts. He's been doing some pretty crazy content lately, which is why obviously his channel, you know, that's why people subscribe, because his content's good. It's eye-catching. He's a used car salesman, so he knows how to talk. He knows how to present himself. Someone like me, I don't know how to present myself other than, hey, it's me. All right, so that just dropped. What else just dropped? What is that? I don't know. Oh, that's my other stream. That's crazy. I'm also subscribed to South Main Auto, LLC. Awesome mechanic. Good mechanic. If you want to, if you're interested in, like, if you don't know mechanics, oh, actually, I do have GoPro stickers too. I actually did think about taking these stickers because you always get GoPro stickers, and these actually might look pretty good on there. It's a flat black, but these GoPro stickers actually might be good. Stickers can always be peeled off and reapplied so that they save the body too, when you think about that. So, but I got a bunch of GoPro stickers. So I might throw GoPro on there too, just as kind of like, you know, as if they were a, what's the word? Not a subscriber. Sponsor, even though I'm not sponsored. No, I am not sponsored by GoPro. Do I like GoPro cameras? Yes. If you're looking to get a GoPro camera, what camera would I recommend? The GoPro Hero 7 Black. Not the 8, not the 9. I've got 5 of those blacks. And it is such a good camera. For what you're paying for and what you get, definitely a good camera to get. Put the GoPro on what? Right. GoPro Hero 7 Black. You know it, Guy. I think even in my in the in the description, I'm pretty sure that, oh yeah, by the way, I am an Amazon, I think I have to say this now. I am an Amazon affiliate. So if you want to go ahead and click the links down below, I might make a penny or two. So and it does work. So the Amazon affiliate links down in the description, I actually do get a kickback. It is literally pennies though. It's cents, and it actually doesn't increase what you pay. It just, and I don't know how they do it like that. Like, that's so weird that I guess it's just like for paid advertisement or something. So I'm technically kind of, I get paid if you buy, and you actually don't have to buy the product that I linked. If you literally go into Amazon through one of my links and then buy something totally different, I'll get a couple penny kickback from that. And it all adds up in the end. Like, you get like month to month, you get a kickback from Amazon. That's why I was joking with people. I'm like, yeah, you want to just jump on Amazon through my links and go buy a house through Amazon? Nice. Go buy yourself a nice Tesla through Amazon.com. I'll get a kickback of a couple bucks from a Tesla. So, not that you can buy a Tesla through Amazon, but wouldn't that be funny though? It would be funny. But yeah, if you get a high dollar item that you want to go buy on Amazon, jump through one of my links. Just click any of the links, and then just go and buy your house through Amazon, and I might get a kickback. So it's pennies. You can purchase anything using the link, right? Or cents, right? Pennies or cents, right? It makes sense. Pun intended. If you buy through my Amazon links, it makes sense. Literally. Don't forget to drink your coffee before it gets cold. All right. Well, oh, just trash it. Looks like he just commented on my stray bullets or flying bullets video that I did. I think that's what he did. So why does his say just trash it official? Did someone like steal his name? Or is that like, because I've heard of I've heard of a just trash it. I think it was called just, I think the channel was just trash it RC. So maybe somebody somehow stole his name, or maybe this is a different kind of person or something. GRC, what's going on? If you don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You know it, guy. So every bit of sense will eventually make a dollar. Wow, we're coming out with a lot of good ones. Captain Flannel, what's going on, guy? Captain Flannel, you've been here before, I think. Your name sounds familiar. Maybe I could be wrong, but it sounds familiar. Jeremy, is that a LOSI MTXL box up on the shelf behind you? What, that thing? Right there? Nah. That's my Shelf Queen DB Pro. It's that version. Because I liked the Fox DB Pro, that was actually the first time I ever bought two of one RC. Like, I mean, it's weird to think about it. Why? Like, before I did it, I was one of those people that was like, why would you buy two of the same RC? Like, I mean, to me, it didn't make sense unless, like, you know, you bought a second one so that, like, you know, somebody else maybe in your family could use it and you could, like, race or whatever, so it could, like, be an even thing. But I thought to myself, I was like, why? Why would somebody buy two of the same thing? It just doesn't make sense. And then I realized when I bought that DB Pro, that DB Pro made me feel like a hero driver. Like, it made me think that I was a better driver than I actually am. That thing was so forgiving, so tuned, right out of the box, needed nothing. Like, here, I'll show you right now. This DB Pro right here has not had 1 ounce of maintenance. And it's actually showing its rust. Because I actually took this to the ocean. But this DB Pro has not had one bit of maintenance. And this thing has so many battery packs through it. It actually still has sand in it. This thing has had so many battery packs through it. It's been obviously converted. I changed out the hexes and I changed out the tire and wheel configuration. This thing blows away the DB Pro that came out of the box, which was already amazing. Now with these tires and wheels, I would never, ever see myself going backwards and throwing the stalkers on it. So because this, and everybody knows I like Fox, because that DB Pro was so awesome, that was literally the first time that I went out and bought the other one. And I think at that point, I think it clicked in my head because my wife, she likes the DB Pro so much that my DB Pro, it technically just became hers. So she has two RC vehicles. She has a Traxxas Max and the DB Pro. So whenever she goes out, she's either going to drive the Max or she's going to drive the DB Pro, or if she wants to drive any of the other ones, she can. She actually doesn't like the laser nut. I don't know why, because I like the laser nut actually more now than the DB Pro. My laser nut looks a little different. Yeah, if you haven't seen my laser nut, check this thing out. This is the laser nut. So in this configuration, this thing, I want to say nothing beats this thing. This laser nut is stinking awesome. So much so. See, what I was doing was I was trying to figure out a way to convert the DB Pro and make it, basically try to make it what the laser nut was. I have chassis that I was going to like swap stuff over and make it longer. The only issue was trying to figure out a body. And when they came out with the laser nut, like literally the first time that I saw that thing, I was like, that spare tire is coming off. I'm going to put a wing on it and I'm going to change out the tires and wheels. And that's literally what I did. So I did do a couple of running videos on it, but I was like, yeah, nah. That laser nut had the same basic issue that this thing had out of the box. The tail end just was crap. And I understand that they're talking about, well, it's the laser nut. It's supposed to be scale. But guess what? Why aren't people talking about the fact that the stinking tires and wheels are not scale for the actual RC? They're not. They're too big. I don't know why people aren't bringing that up. Or maybe they have, and I just haven't seen that they brought it up. But yeah, I call it the monster nut. Right, yeah, right. Fox is dirt. Who wouldn't want the DB Pro? Right. Right, Super Drake. Abso-stinking-lutely. You have a converted i8 Sportswork buggy. It's your favorite, just something about gas converted to electric. Right. Right. There's some people that like that like to do the conversions. And then there's some people out there that will like throw you under a bus for doing that. Uh-oh. Do what? And the wife kicks you out. What happened? Yeah, well, that's what that thing's going to be. That's going to be a first. That's going to be the one and only Brenthal Fox Edition SBR 2.0. The one and only. With dual shocks in the rear. Or shock and a damper. Let's see, what do we got here? Just trying to, I'm just scanning the chat right now. Oh, Steve, you're waiting on your U4 to ship? Yeah, Steve, you know what? I've told a ton of people, man, if you are even, and I use a big word, I say if you're vacillating over getting a DB Pro or not, you are point blank wasting so much awesome time that you could be having ripping the DB Pro. Like, I mean, I didn't even run that thing 2S. As soon as I got that thing, I converted it to 3S, which is easy because it's 2 to 3S cable and they give you all the stuff. I didn't even change the pinion. So mine is bone stock. The only thing I changed was the battery tray, gave it the battery tray risers so you could fit a 3S pack in. Bone stock, factory pinion, and I have ripped that thing probably, I want to say, for the amount of time, for the amount of videos that I've made on the DB Pro, I have probably ran that thing 70% more than what you guys see on video. Because you don't video everything. You know, sometimes you just want to get out there and rip it and not video. You know, you want to have some fun. You know, but I will say though, there also have been times when I have been driving an RC or whatever, or ain't doing anything, working on my truck. There'll be something that I did that I was like, oh my God, I should have videoed that. Like if it was an RC something, it was like, that was like the most epic, could have been a crash, but landed it perfect. Like before my eyes seen, and it's not on video and nobody's going to believe my story. You know what I mean? So it's like, at least if you've got it on video, you know, you can at least be like, yeah, it's like you should have seen this. And you go, wait a minute, I could show you. So I have been contemplating at least, I know I talked about it before, but I have been contemplating just literally just throwing a GoPro like on my head and just like literally just go through life because there's so many crazy things that happen, you know? Like, how about this? Doing a burnout in my Camaro at an intersection and not realizing that there was a cop a couple of cars behind me. How about that one? And not getting a ticket. And the cop, okay, here's the best part. So the cop actually pulls me over. I pull into a gas station and, you know, I'm obviously doing this stupid stuff. I'm reaching into my glove box. I'm grabbing my registration, pulling my license out of my wallet. And he comes over to the, he comes over to the window and my window was already open. And he goes, I hope you don't mind, but I'm actually not pulling you over. And I'm just like, I'm like confused now. And he's like, I just had to look at your car. I hope you're not mad. And I was like, dude, you kidding me? A cop pulling me over just so he can look at my car? I'm actually all right with that. So, he's talking to me and he's like, hey, is this real? And I was like, well, do you know anything about cars? He was like, yeah, he goes, go to car shows. So I'm like, well, take a look at the car. And I said, pop the hood. And he goes, I actually don't know how to pop the hood. Is it from the inside or is it the outside? He goes, I think it's the outside. I'm like, yeah, I'll open it for you. I open up the hood, and it's literally the first time I ever saw a police officer do like the Sanford and Son, the dad, whenever he would go like, what was his wife's name? Mabel or something like that? Sanford and Son, the dad. You gotta like watch Sanford and Son at some point. Just go check out, type it in on YouTube or whatever, type in Sanford and Son. And literally what he does all the time when he's trying to like get his way, he like does like the walk and grabs his chest and he's like, oh, I'm coming. This is it. It's the big one. Then the cop literally like went like this when I opened up the hood. And they're like, when you look at a police officer, you know what I mean? Some people see them as donut eaters. Some people see them as people that are actually doing, you know, what they're supposed to do. They're helping, and that's how I view it. Do we have some donut eating police officers? Of course we do. We're donut eaters too. We're human, but they're just human. But, you know, usually I would always think of a police officer being more rigid and physically fit, and you know what I mean? Be able to take a couple hundred bullets to the chest and keep walking. And when he did the weak knee thing, I was just like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, my God, this would have been so awesome to literally have this on video. But then I was also thinking to myself, man, if I put that out on YouTube, would he like get in trouble, like for saying I actually didn't pull you over to give you a ticket? Would he get in trouble? I think he would. But and again, I don't have it on video, so it's just a story. I'm just spewing it out there. Yes, GRC, Elizabeth, absolutely, yes, Elizabeth, it's the big one. I'm coming. Dude, that was such a good show. I love that show. That show, so all those old shows that I used to watch, right? So Sanford and Son, All in the Family, Hogan's Heroes, Get Smart, The Jeffersons. There were a couple of other shows that I watched. I just can't remember what it was, but my grandfather had like a few shows that he would watch, like obviously All in the Family. Oh, Benny Hill. I never understood Benny Hill when I was a kid, though. My grandfather would be laughing, and like I never got the joke, and I kind of still don't get the joke. Like, I mean, I don't know if maybe it had to be like in the time period or something, but there was Benny Hill, yeah, all those shows, Jeffersons. It's just, but yeah, Sanford and Son was a good show, man. A good show. Like the Hodge Twins. If you haven't seen the Hodge Twins, just type it in and go check out some of their content. They're actually twins. They're comedians in real life. But they talk about stuff. Yeah. You'll know where I get some of my stuff from when you see that. All right. See you later, Master. I actually said it right. I'm not going to say it again because I'll probably say it wrong. Every time you take your 66 Chevelle out, cops pulling you over, right? Just to look at it, dude. The feeling you get when you, and I want to say the feeling you get when you screw up, meaning such as, you know, laying a couple stripes down, horizontal. No, I'm sorry. Yes, when you lay a couple of matching horizontal stripes down at the wrong time, the feeling you get as you're doing it is awesome, but the feeling you get when the blues come on almost washes away the feeling that you had performing the act. You know what I mean? But dude, a 66 Chevelle, that's stinking awesome. What happened to Mets? Mets, what's going on, guy? Staining. I've been staining the new RC. Oh, staining the RC workbench. Right. Mets, I hope you're throwing pictures on the RC Guy Garage Facebook thing. You know you got to give everybody updates on there. Drift King, what's going on, guy? Oh, dude, what? Oh, no. You're in quarantine. You have to quarantine for 7 days? Oh, you're 7 days off? Wow. That's crazy, man. I hope everything's all right. But I love that, though. Steve, that's awesome. I love that. I wish I could, like, post that. If we want StreamYard, I could put that little comment right here. Good. Drift King, good. Glad to hear it, man. Yeah, some people think, it's fake, but it's not. 41 thumbs up. That's not bad, man. 32 people in here? That is pretty stinking awesome. Especially seeing that all we're doing is just talking about old shows. And cars. Like real cars. All right. So how long has this stream has been going for 2 hours? I think that's good enough. I probably because I'm in such a good mood today. Today's a good day. I know it's Friday, but I think I'll do an RC Guy Garage late night live tonight. I think. I don't know how I'm gonna feel after I continue with the rest of my day, but we'll see. There might be a notification that says there's an RC Guy Garage live, late night live with RC Guy Garage tonight or something like that. Shop Talk and Ranch, one of them. This one's COVID and Coffee. Who wants to? Super Drake? What are you saying? My dad. Oh, your dad had a 66. Yeah, dude. Oh, you never got to see it? The best part about my life as a young kid, well, basically, the whole part of my life about being a kid, my mother raced at New England Dragway. She had a 68 Firebird 400 4-speed. She raced in the early 70s, so like 74 to 78 or 70 something. But I was in the stands. So that was what kid wouldn't enjoy watching their mom do a quarter mile? Show the DB. Which DB Pro, though? There's 2 DB Pros. There's that one right there. And then there's the Beast. The Beast. Which is rusting away. So there you go. You don't need to look at me. So that's the DB Pro. Fox Edition DB Pro. The stock DB Pro is right there. That's the box for it. But that's a stock DB Pro. That's the Lucas Oil one. This is the Fox Edition one. Modified slightly. Not one bit of maintenance ever done to this thing. And I guarantee it needs it. But I feel like I'm one of those people that I don't maintain something or I don't break it open until it actually needs it. So... But isn't that, this thing is just nasty. Nasty meaning awesome. Some people don't know what nasty means. Some people are like, what do you mean nasty? It doesn't look gross. No, this thing is just nasty. It's awesome. DB Pro, if you ever just think about buying one, stop wasting your time. Just buy it. And then if you want the laser nut, you can get the laser nut too. With my laser nut, I'm definitely happy with how mine has turned out. So this is basically, the laser nut is just a bigger version of the DB Pro. So you can see the difference between the two. So it's basically, it's a bigger version. That's all it is. So slightly taller, slightly longer, same parts. So, and mine's converted. But yeah, if you're ever thinking about getting a DB Pro, stop wasting your time thinking about it and just get it. Because you are point blank wasting time. You could be out there ripping that thing. Such an awesome RC. Fox is awesome, right? Right, Steve. Absolutely, guy. COVID and coffee and late night. Dude, thank you for that. Loving the kaiju, eh? Right, Mets, right? Kaiju on everything. Everything gets kaiju wheels. If it'll fit a kaiju wheel, it gets it. If it doesn't fit a kaiju wheel, it gets it. I still actually got to jump back on that Hobao and make some mods on that thing. I want to make that cage a flip top. Yeah, I'll show you. I like buggies for some reason. I always have. So this is my Hyper SS. This is a Hobao Hyper SS. This thing is actually a very cool buggy. It just has some minor issues that I've got to square away. One is the battery tray. That thing's out of here. The other thing is the fact that this cage doesn't flip up, making it kind of hard to get a battery pack in and out. I know that kind of seems lame, but that is what it is. But this thing, I tried to fit kaijus on here, but I realized that I need spacers. And I've got the spacers now. I should just do it. So, but this thing is actually pretty cool too. This is a Hyper SS from Hobao. This thing is actually pretty cool. I did rip it. It just needs a little bit of just a couple of very minor mods. But yeah, this is actually a pretty cool RC. So I'm gonna get back on this thing too. I do like these buggy styles. All right, I think I'm saying I was ending this. I do have to end this live stream. I need to get going. All right. I think that is it. Man, I hate all the spam emails that you get lately is absolutely ridiculous. So anyways, all right, it's we're going on 2 hours and 8 minutes. That's where I'm going to end this live stream. Peter, we got Steve, Peter, Super Drake, Captain. You got Mets, Lorne. Who else? Rorschach. Who else? Wayne. You listen to the live streams while you work? Dude, that's awesome. Don't forget the thumbs up. Money P, what's going on, guy? Oh, he took off. Money P was lurking in the background. See what I mean? What I'm glad about, right, is when somebody has been like kind of like when you think about it, there's been a few people that have kind of been regulars to the channel, right? But you don't know they are because they just come on and they basically just watch the show and they never say anything. So what I'm glad about is that when someone finally, you know, how do I want to say it? Breaks out, you know, break out of the shell, man. When somebody finally breaks out and they're like, hey, you know, long-time subscriber or whatever, or long-time watcher or whatever, don't forget to subscribe. Remember, I said I wasn't going to say that anymore. Just kidding. But don't forget the thumbs up. I will remind you on that. But the subscribe thing, like I said, I've realized light bulb went off. People that are on YouTube, they already know to subscribe. So I'm not gonna say that anymore. I might say it on the other channel. I don't know. We'll see. It's such a habit of saying it. I probably will mess up. But I don't even know where I was going with that. See what I'm saying? I like veer off. I don't even know what the heck I was talking about. I don't even know. What was I talking about? I don't even remember what I was talking about. Ah, crap. See? Whenever I talk, Well, anyways, I was just saying hello and goodbye. Oh, I was talking about when somebody like will say, hey, long time subscriber or whatever, first time commenter. That's cool because what happens is that they realize that, coming over to my house, because that's where you are right now. You're at my house. Coming over to my house actually can be pretty fun. You know what I mean? I got a backyard track. We can go out and rip on the backyard track. I had given thought to just like, some of the other, we'll say other YouTubers have done was what would be cool is to, at some point, get a piece of property and actually be able to have people over. Like, I have thought about it, but mine wouldn't be just only RC stuff. It would have to incorporate the real, because that's where I'm really based from. Like, I'm based from real, real automotive stuff. The hobby is just the smaller scale, easier way to get into it. So I'm going to just go over real quick the modifications, what this video is basically about. But like I was saying, it's really cool when somebody, finally, like, I'm unscrewing the thing if you could tell. It's really cool when somebody, finally, either builds up the nerve or finally just says, hey, you know what? Hey, I'm here. I think that's actually pretty cool. So basically working on an RC that I 100% knew going into it, buying it, that it was an issue. Out of the box, like literally, they weren't lying on the box art that the stickers that were applied on this thing were an absolute piece of garbage, which is why those are the stickers that were on my Brenthel edition Super Baja Ray 2.0. So I literally took all the stickers off. It actually looks awesome like that. I actually do like the gray and black better than the blue. And I thought I wanted the blue at first, but this was the only one that was available that I could get at the time. And I actually like it. Without the yellow on, it actually looks awesome. I am going to sticker it out. I am going to sticker it out with Fox stickers. This is going to be the only Brenthel Fox edition 2.0. The body is loose right now because I've been modifying it. And Traxxas, if you're listening, man, Traxxas, you got to make that. If Traxxas makes that, they'll have a win. So what have I been doing on it? Been mocking it up for, some people will call it dual shocks, but it's actually not a dual shock, even though that was a shock. It's a damper, just like on the Traxxas UDR. It literally is pretty close to a plug-and-play setup. This is obviously, a King-looking styled shock. This is an ARRMA Outcast 8S shock, which I believe is the rear shocks from the Creighton, I think. I'm pretty sure, but either way, if this is the route you want to go, you just need the 190 shock. If you're looking to go, a damper like mine, I mean, you couldn't get it to fit any more perfect than it does. Very minimal modifications. The other thing, which was the major issue, that was never an issue. It was just an issue in my head that I wanted to take care of. But the major issue was all the flex that we had in this rear frame, which the tires aren't in it, so certain things aren't locked together right now. So there is still flex, but that's plastic flex. The major flex issue was literally right here. I did a couple of things. I did create a brace for it that is actually made out of wooden casing, so window or door frame casing. That's just temporary. That was just so I could very quickly mock up something to throw it in to get rid of all the flex. And literally, when I say it got rid of all the flex, it got rid of the unnecessary flex that the back of this vehicle had. So that works. Am I going to keep it as a piece of casing? No, knowing me, I probably would run it like that, but it is wood. So what I do want to do is, now that I've got my template, because that's basically a template now, it pretty much fits almost exactly how I want. There's just a little modification that I want to do to make it mountable. That's the only issue, is to make it mountable. So there's an issue that I want to take care of to make it mountable, so that if other people want to, like, you know, maybe if I like make the part and people could buy it, that'd be cool. It transferred the flex that was here, right? So the flex was actually here. It transferred it to this location, which I am actually, I feel more pleased, because what it did is it took away the suspension activating flex that we were having back here. I did install shims right in this little tail panel here. This is normally called the tail panel on the car or truck or whatever. It's called the tail panel. Well, even though this is a cage, it's still the tail panel. So mine is actually now straight. These, because of, I think, how they're designing this, these plastic pieces are actually too short. So these pieces being too short, it sucks in the back corner of the frame. And like anybody knows, if you suck in the frame, it's going to change the angle. So this piece had this nasty curve where it was almost pushed all the way up to this bar right here. So we took that out by throwing some shims in there. That's all squared away. That is just zip tied in there for now. And yeah, like I said, this RC I was considering a birthday gift to myself. And it was the RC that, like, for the first time, like I had already said, you're probably hearing a broken record thing. First time I bought an RC that literally I knew had issues, ITB in the box. That seems like crazy. Why would somebody buy an RC? Or why would you buy anything that had issues? The stickers were issues, but that's superficial. The suspension issues, meaning the cage, the activation of the suspension, that's not superficial. That's poor designing. So anyways, I'm not out, but I will be out. I'm going to be out doing regular work. But I always say I'm out. You should get out too. And what do I say? You should just get out there and point blank rip it. Throw a smile on your face. Do whatever it takes within the boundaries of rules and laws. Do things the right way. Protect yourself out there. Stay clean. But RC Clan, what's going on, guy? Omnipotent? What does that mean? That means you're superhuman? Something like that? Can't believe how much better it looks. All right, Doc, dude, doesn't it actually, yeah. Doesn't it actually look mint without the stickers? I was actually shocked. I like the black and gray. It's just going to have minimal Fox stickers on it. So those stickers right there, it's going to have minimal Fox stickers on it. So it's actually going to look pretty cool. So, but yeah, that's it. All right. I'm out of here. Hopefully tonight there'll either be a Shop Talking Wrench, I'm not sure, or a late night live with RC Guy Garage. It all depends upon how much I beat myself up working. So you get tired. You know what I mean? You get tired, especially the type of work that I do can make you tired. So, all right. Thank you guys for coming to this COVID and Coffee. The, what's it called? COVID and Coffee, LOSI, SBR 2.0 upgraded live stream. This was actually the second try because the first one was a fail. So, anyways, that's it. Thank you guys for coming. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up before we end it. So, all right, how do I end this? Can I end it? Oh, end the stream. See, you end it by hitting that thing right there. All right, focus on it. See that thing right there? It says end or whatever. It won't even focus on it. All right. Do I want to end the stream? You will no longer be live. I will no longer be live, but I will be alive. Thanks for coming to this episode from RC Guy Garage. We'll see you on the next one.